puts it right on Vince Danielson. We talked about the Canadians at halftime, and there's two of the good ones in this league going head-to-head.
Hitchcock jarred it loose, but it went off Danielson out of touch. So Calgary maintains possession.
Second down and 6, Calgary from the 42.
As the Stampeders chew up the yards in the clock now, 9.5 minutes to go. Up for Danielson, picked off. Eric Carter has the interception. Flag down as Garcia's been picked off twice in this second half. 15 interceptions on the year, and Eric Carter now has his fourth. And I think it's Joe Montfort again with the penalty after the pick.
Gonzalo Floyd interception return. He doesn't waste any time to get right back in the mix. He's going to get in Jeff Garcia's face. Eric Carter's going to get credit for the interception as he comes over Danielson to make the play, but because the ball was underthrown, you got to credit Joe Montfort for pressure on Jeff Garcia.
And that was Garcia's first interception, the other thrown by Travis Moore. So 2 turnovers by the Stamps in the second half. Hamilton takes over. Deep in their own territory, short gain for Amerson. Here's Chris Walby.
I'll tell you what, fellas, after the interception, watch this. Garcia gets the ball, takes the ball, throws it out, does a great job. Fred Childers down to the bottom does a nice job. The interception's thrown. Now, on defense, you're told to go block somebody. Watch Obi Spanik on Fred Childers. Look at this. This is a ring fight here. That's beautiful stuff right there, fellas.
I think Fred Childress joining Walby for dinner, too. 8.5 to go. There's Foggy to Amerson. And it's a catch at the 22 in front of Aldi Henry for a 12-yard gain and a first down.
The Stampeders has the tackle.
Well, Archie Amerson learned from his mistake, because we saw earlier in the telecast he ran a route where he got jammed to the sideline. This time he does get up the field and break to the sideline and allows Foggy a throwing lane. Ricky put the ball right on him.
Calgary 28, Hamilton 10, 8 minutes to play. And a first down for Amerson, and Archie Amerson with the first off the right side up to the 28. Back to the turnovers, Dave. This is in some ways shades of last week, and still some signs of concern for Wally Buono, this team making errors in the fourth quarter.
The fourth quarter has been the Achilles heel for this team. They play well for 3 quarters or 2.5 quarters, and then suddenly a big turnover changes the tide in the game. Now, I don't think that's going to happen today. It certainly happened last week, and that's something they'll have to guard against as the playoffs come up.
Stampeders have been outscored in the fourth quarter, 144-89 on the year. Jourdain out of the backfield. And Yonel Jourdain has a first down.
That's a nice individual effort by Jourdain. Foggy decides to get the ball out to him quick so Jourdain can make a decision. He floated the ball a little bit, but he got it out there to him where he could catch it in stride, and then he makes 3 people miss. Alondra Johnson has to come in and in the play. Mark Lee has something on the sideline. Mark?
Well, Dave, a supplementary to that talk of the fourth quarter collapses by the Stampeders. Remember, they gave up 19 points in the fourth quarter last week, which coincidentally is just what the Cats need here to win.
Archie Amerson with another catch, and it's a long way for a team that has only won 2 games to come back here at McMahon. But Hamilton is at least showing some signs of life here.
Watch Amerson snap the ball. Now watch, he gets vertical, and then he breaks to the sideline. They'd have made Alondra Johnson try to go up the seam with him. He didn't know whether Amerson was going over the top or whether he was going to the sideline. Archie learning on the field. This is a rookie learning how to play the game. He reestablished himself going up the field after the jam and then broke to the sideline. Alondra Johnson had no chance.
Foggy to Wembley, and a flag down as Jordan pins Wembley at the Hamilton 50.
Number 27 made the tackle. And the penalty marker down.
Major foul, roughing the quarterback. Calgary number 96, first down.
Bronzell Miller Wembley getting attention after his catch. And the major foul will take this down to the Calgary 45. And, well, the Tiger Cats are keeping this interesting here in the fourth quarter.
Ronzel Miller's number 96, and he's going to come in and stick the head in there. And I think if he just come in and chested him, it wouldn't have been a big deal, but he dipped the head and popped Foggy with the head. And that referee's staring there and watching those quarterbacks. And that's a shot you're very vulnerable, letting the ball go, standing there usually on one leg, and in comes a 270-pounder with his head down. That's a good call.
This drive started at the Ticat 8-yard line. They've moved it 57 yards. Wembley continuing to get attention. So we'll take a timeout.
Everybody, let's help them out now.
Stampeders looking on, an 18-point lead. Wembley hobbles to the bench as the Ticats continue this drive.
Andrew Grigg will now come in and play the slot in place of Wembley.
Well, they've certainly turned it around offensively in the second half. Foggy's hit on 5 in a row, and that one is incomplete. So the streak over for Foggy. Intended that one for Archie Hamerson.
Well, they have a little something going on the weak side. Foggy's trying to get Archie Amerson isolated on a linebacker. That time he was flushed and wasn't able to set up and throw, but Amerson is such a good receiver. He's so versatile coming out of the backfield. We said he caught 6 balls for 102 last week against Winnipeg, and when the running game's not going, get him going somewhere else. And he's a good receiver, good young player.
2nd and 10, Tiger Cats at the 45.
2nd and 10. Foggy flushed out, looking downfield for Moriali, and that one's out of play. And it brings up 3rd down. And
looking deep for number 18, Mike
I thought they'd be in 3rd down territory, but looks like the kicking unit's coming on.
3rd down.
And Ricky's been nicked.
Well, he sets up. The pocket begins to break down a little bit. Flushed out by Traversby, and Ernie Brown comes up with a big lick upon Ricky Foggy. He reached over and grabbed the arm and the shoulder. Yeah, I'm not sure why we're not going for it here. They're going to try a long field goal. Osbaldiston's going to set up for about a 52-yard field goal.
Osbaldiston's longest on the year is 49.
52-yard field goal.
Andrew Grigg, the holder. Time count violation before they got that one away.
Well, he nailed that, but they didn't get it off in time.
Time count violation. Hamilton, number 89, still 3rd down.
They're trying to draw Calgary offside. Ricky Foggy is in real pain at the Calgary bench. Shoulder?
It's hard to tell there. He really is
5
struggling
yards
a little bit as
further
Markel
back.
Fleetwood gets ready to come in maybe in place.
57.
There we go, 57-yarder. This would be a career long for Osbaldiston. He got plenty on it. And he put it through. 57 yards for a guy that went 1 for 6 3 weeks ago against Calgary. What a kick by Osbaldiston. And it's now a 15-point game. 4:54 to go. Paul Osbaldiston is 8 for 8 since the debacle 3 weeks ago, and he has the longest field goal in the CFL this year. Troy S. Westwood had a 56-yarder. He just nailed one from 57 as we join Mark.
Chris, Ricky Foggy suffered a shoulder dislocation. The Ticat team doctor has put the shoulder back in its socket, but he is still in a lot of pain.
And Markel Fleetwood is warming up at the Ticat bench. Here's Garcia on the run, and he gets out of bounds, and whoa, one of our camera guys really took it.
Well, Markel Fleetwood was teaching school, and one of our guys took a shot.
Yeah, Calvin Tiggle may just crash into your living room here, I think.
Well, this is why Garcia got out of bounds, because he saw Tiggle coming. Our guy wasn't so fortunate.
Boom. 2nd and 8, Garcia. Kelvin Anderson. And Anderson will be stopped short of the first down.
Makes the catch and sheds one tackle. But he is.
It's to gain of 4, and the Stampeders in a punting situation. That was Dennis Generou, our cameraman, who was shaken up on the play. Dennis, pretty tough guy. Yeah, he's a rodeo cameraman too, so he'll be back in the game. That was quite a shot, though. Tony Martino punting on 3rd down, and Sam Rogers does some dancing.
Number 30, Rogers.
Up to the 34.
An 8-yard return.
8 yards on the return, a 44-yard punt. And Ricky Foggy will stay on the sidelines. And coming out of retirement, the former Ottawa Rough Rider quarterback. So there's one of those guys coming back into the league. Markel Fleetwood, who was teaching school, and, well, he's not even going to miss a series. How about it go, Dennis? Did they get that on tape?
Just laughing it off.
He'll do anything for a shot. Well, Markel Fleetwood seeing his first action of the year. And his first pass is a completion. Andrew Grigg coming across the middle, losing yards, though, after the catch. And Grigg's disappointed with that as we rejoin Mark.
Well, Chris, the Ticat training staff is gingerly trying to take Ricky Foggy's sweater and shoulder pads off that injured shoulder. As I mentioned, it was dislocated but popped back in by the team doctor on the left. And the word now is that Ricky Foggy's season is over.
Boy, one after another. Calvillo down, now Foggy.
Colley went down with a broken jaw.
Mike Colley, by the way, he is eligible to come back for next week's game, and Urban Bowman talked about having to make a decision on Colley. It may have just been made. Here's Fleetwood and Amerson. Couldn't bring it in. And it will be 3rd down and a long 3 for the Tiger Cats. 2:48 to go.
McDonald's Arch Deluxe. Get reacquainted.
Ricky Foggy on the cart, and he is headed to the Ticat dressing room. A 9-year veteran who has never really suffered a serious injury, and this one looked innocent enough.
He really did look innocent enough. He's going to take a shot right at the end from Ernie Brown.
3rd down, 3rd and 3.
Couldn't really see anything there that determined that his shoulder might come out, but it did.
Fleetwood on 3rd down. It's knocked down by Eddie Davis, and the Tiger Cats turn it over on downs.
That's too bad for Ricky Foggy, who played so well here in the second half. Had a tough first half, had a super game last week, throwing for 498 yards, and he really had played well here in the second half. Had some things going for this Ticat offense. Good guy, one of the nice guys in the league. That's tough to see him go off with an injury.
And that smile even remains when he's injured. A Foggy trademark. So the Stampeders take over, a 15-point lead, and Kelvin Anderson is over 1,000 now.
Kelvin Anderson. Gain of 5.
Like in the park, they had announced it a little prematurely that he'd gone over 1,000, but that 5-yard pickup gets him to 1,004 on the season.
And he does it in 16 ball games, which is saying something. This league noted for passing, and when you establish 1,000 yards rushing, that's saying something.
2nd and 5, Garcia, Pitts, oh boy, was he rocked by Rob Hitchcock, and they're saying incomplete.
Hit by Rob Hitchcock, 42.
Well, this is why Rob Hitchcock is the free safety on this team, because his ability to rock receivers if they get in his area. This is a seam throw to Pitts down the middle. Pitts makes what looked like the reception to him, and then all of a sudden, Rob Hitchcock, number 42, comes in and decapitates him with a big lick.
Isn't that a catch and a fumble?
I don't know that he'd actually established possession there. It was close. Rob's been feeling poorly since he got here to Calgary, and that makes you feel a little better.
So Mark McLaughlin comes on. 42-yard field goal attempt. That splits the uprights. And the Stampeders have a 31-13 lead as Alan Pitts collects himself at the Stampeder bench. Well, the Stampeders will move into second place on their own, stay within 2 of Edmonton. The Stampeders have Toronto next Saturday and then finish the regular season against the BC Lions. What a big one that could be. Hamilton has Saskatchewan next week, and then they finish against Edmonton in their Grey Cup game. Markel Fleetwood stays in at quarterback, flag down, and there's another catch for Ashonde Smith, who had been out of the lineup for a while, but he has a 12-yard catch. Markel Fleetwood was teaching school in the...
Holding Hamilton number 65. Repeat first down.
Colin Quinney called for the hold, negating the Ashonde Smith reception.
Yeah, Fleetwood was snatched out of a school district down in the southern states. He actually lives in his off-season home had been the Georgia area, the Atlanta area, Decatur, Georgia, which isn't far from where I live. It's a nice area. And can't forget that he backed up Doug Flutie last year on a Grey Cup winning team.
Released by the Argos prior to their training camp. Here's Jourdain spinning away from a couple of tackles.
Number 33, Yanel Jourdain.
And up to the 35-yard line, close to the original line of scrimmage.
Now you have to think that was a pretty rewarding experience for Fleetwood to sit behind Doug Flutie and learn some of the things that Doug brings to the game, which is a huge package. You have to think about putting together game plans and improvising on the field. That had to have been a very rewarding experience for the young quarterback.
Well, just coming up here, he's got to do some improvising now. He hasn't had a whole lot of time to get set. 2nd and 11 going downfield, and that one is incomplete. Smith, the intended receiver, and it bounced off John Kalin.
Smith is incomplete. Darrell Hall, number 4, and Al Jordan.
Well, Calgary took care of business. Kelvin Anderson got his 1,000 yards. Vince Danielson got his. And most importantly, the guys comparing their 1,000-yard seasons. Most importantly, Calgary got a win on the board.
Well, and you have to think maybe next week that Terry Vaughn, who came into the game just 175 yards away from 1,000, will probably have a chance to go over 1,000. Travis Moore's had a big day. He's now over 800 yards receiving, so some of these guys are really racking up some good individual numbers, and all that goes out the window really when they get into the playoffs, because they would like to be in Edmonton on November the 16th.
It might come in handy when they have to talk to Wally Buono about their next contract.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be.
Here's Marvin Coleman. And Marvin back to the 44. One last possession for the Stampeders after the 40-yard punt.
Yeah, Dave Dickinson is going to get a chance to come in and face Willie Whitehead in this Hamilton defense. Dave has he's 6 for 6 on the year, but a couple weeks ago they faked a field goal and he threw his first touchdown pass of his CFL career.
It's not bad, 6 for 6.
No, he's picks it right up where Jeff leaves off. He's obviously having a great opportunity to learn behind Jeff Garcia. Garcia, solid quarterback in his skills.
Well, Wally Bono said he almost went to Dickinson 3 weeks ago, late in the third quarter when Calgary didn't have anything going. And now Dickinson 7 for 7 as Travis Moore has a catch. Closing in on 100 yards as Moore is up to midfield. There was a turnover as Wally Buono was about to make the decision to go to Dickinson in that game. Garcia went back on the field and drove them down for a touchdown, and that was it for Dave Dickinson's day.
That's one thing about Jeff Garcia. He seems to respond to adversity so well. If something happens bad, he immediately comes back and tries to right the ship. He does so well. I really believe he has to be considered for an outstanding nomination for the West as a player.
And Travis Moore has his first 100-yard game of the year. 5 catches, 102 yards. Anderson, and with flags down, Anderson on 2nd and 1 has the first down pending the penalties.
Looked like the offside, looked like the big group up front was offside. Jake Ireland going to sort it out for us.
Offside, Hamilton number 36, decline, first down.
Justin Ring flagged for being offside, staggered count. The young quarterback comes in, uses a staggered count there. He's learning from the veteran already. Pulls the defensive line offside. Travis Moore's had a 100-yard day as he makes his drive towards 1,000 yards. That puts him at 700 or 820 yards receiving.
So it's first down, Calgary. Back to Anderson. Delvin Anderson. Sam Rogers moved up. Make the first contact on the Calgary running back. 3-yard gain. Floyd finished him off. Grey Cup week.